Hey, what is up, guys? I am going to be talking to you guys about Monday Night Raw. This is my now 297th video. So remember, guys, you can vote for what ideas you want, and I've been posting it on Facebook. The last day to vote is this Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. You will not be allowed to pitch any more ideas in, no matter who you are. Let's get right into the Raw review, though. So, I'm going to be reading the text message like I normally do. Alright. So, it says, tonight on Raw, Triple H defies the McMahons to battle Curtis Axel while John Cena and Ryback go face-to-face before WWE Payback. Tune in tonight at 8/7 Central on USA Network. On USA, it just says. So let's just get right into the review. This Raw was for June 10th, 2013, and you have JBL, Michael Cole, and Jay with the Kid Lawler on commentary. It tells you what's going to happen with WWE Championship stuff, the Triple H, Curtis Axel stuff, and the Shield. And then we just kick off Raw with Triple H versus Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman. This wasn't really a match. This was actually kind of interesting stuff to watch. The only real move that really happens in this match is Triple H doing a suplex to Curtis Axel. And then Vince McMahon comes out and declares Curtis Axel the winner by disqualification. So then Curtis Axel gets the win, but Triple H is not having it that way. And since he's the COO, he can restart matches. So he restarted the match. So then Vince McMahon comes down again and declares Curtis Axel the winner by forfeit. And then Triple H tries to find a loophole, and he makes the match a 60-minute Iron Man match. But Vince McMahon says no, and he has Curtis Axel leave, and he takes the ring bell with them, so I guess that doesn't happen again. So that was it. I liked it too because it showed the issues between them, and it shows why they don't like each other, and it just builds the tension to the McMahon family. And then Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are backstage. Triple H is pissed that Vince McMahon humiliated him like that. So it was the most embarrassing moment of his life. Stephanie McMahon starts crying and begs him not to hurt him. He doesn't have that many years left, and she talks about how the moments where they were with his grandkids spraying him by the pool, spraying him with the hose. So then Triple H has Stephanie McMahon go talk to him, and he says that he's not gonna like. Triple H says that he's not gonna like what he says and how he says it. So that was a really nice way to open the show. And then we get Kane versus Dean Ambrose. Okay match. Dean Ambrose works the leg over of Kane. Dean Ambrose goes to do a springboard, actually a bulldog off the top rope, but Kane counters, and then he does his comeback, and then Kane goes for the choke slam, but Rollins and Reigns ambush Kane from behind, and Daniel Bryan and Randy would come out and ambush Bryan and make the save on Kane. And then they had a poll voting that whether or not that Daniel Bryan would face Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins wins the vote. That's the match I wanted to see, so I'm glad they went with that match. So that means Randy Orton's going to be facing Roman Reigns. And then it shows the main event from SmackDown with Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Then we get The Miz. Oh wait, I think I forgot a segment. Oh, it shows Team Hono and Randy Orton backstage. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan are arguing about the main event. Says that Daniel Bryan says that he kicked it by accident, but Randy Orton says he didn't care. He allocated him because he doesn't like to be drop kicked in the face, and then Kane tries to get him to stop arguing because they both have single match tonight and they want to put their differences aside for the Shield. Then they start arguing again. Team Bricky, which is Vicky Guerrero and Brad Maddox, come up, and Vicky Guerrero makes a tag team championship match for Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and we think it's going to be again with Team Hell No, but Vicky Guerrero makes it Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, so it's going to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. She calls it Team Hell Never. And then Kane is upset by it because he's his tag team partner. So then Vicky Guerrero comes up and makes Dana Rose versus Kane for the United States Championship, and Kane's finally all happy, and he says, "You know, Vicky, I've always liked you," and then he hugs Vicky right after. So it was pretty cool stuff. I thought it was entertaining. And then we get The Miz versus Cody Rhodes with Wade Barrett on commentary. We find out in this match that Fandango won't be competing for the Intercontinental Championship because he had a concussion and he's cleared. He's not like injured or anything, but they don't want him to wrestle at the pay-per-view. So then so we get Miz and Rhodes. Miz just hits all his moves, and then Cody Rhodes works over the leg, and then Miz just gets him in the figure 4 leg lock after, and Cody Rhodes taps out. And then Barrett's about to go attack Miz, but Paul Heyman comes out and announces that Vicky Guerrero has added Curtis Axel to the triple threat match. I really like that. I actually like them. Looking forward to it. So instead, it's going to be Wade Barrett defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz and Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel probably will win the match because he's beaten Triple H three times now. And he beat John Cena twice, and he's beaten Chris Jericho and Sin Cara. There's no way he's not winning this match. But the match should be fun. This is probably going to set up a Curtis Axel-Miz feud. And announced that Mark Henry is going to be returning next week. Chris Jericho's backstage heading to the ring. And then it shows the McMahon's rivalry, what's been going on with that. And then Vince McMahon's backstage with Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie McMahon's not happy with what Vince McMahon did to Triple H. But Vince McMahon's not happy that he made Stephanie McMahon cry. But she says that Vince McMahon made him cry because that was just dirty and low and embarrassing to do to Triple H. Vince McMahon says he doesn't care. He doesn't care. I need to drink some Pepsi. Anyways, so Triple H says that he doesn't. So Vince McMahon says that he did this for business, because Curtis Axel is beneath Triple H. He doesn't need to be facing Curtis Axel. So then Stephanie McMahon asked if she will at least talk to him, and Vince McMahon kind of quotes of what he said. I have something that he won't like. I have something to say that he won't like, and he won't like how I say it. So that was it. There's gonna be more though. Then we get Chris Jericho promo. He talks about how ever since he's come to the WWE, he's had legendary matches with guys like The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, stuff like that. And he says that the guy that's pushed him to his very limit was CM Punk. And he talks about how the legendary their matches his matches. I'm glad they brought up their matches from WrestleMania 28 and Extreme Rules. And he talks about that how Chris Jericho needs to have this win because he needs to beat CM Punk. But no matter what, no matter what happens, they're both gonna believe that they're the best in the world because that's why they have a good match. And then Dolph Ziggler finally returns. Pretty awesome stuff. He comes out and talks about how he's back, how nobody wanted him to be the world champion, so he had to work hard and perform and show off the best that he could. And the world championship was almost taken away from him due to a concussion, and that he's going to beat Alberto Del Rio this Sunday. But so Chris Jericho challenges him to a match. Dolph Ziggler accepts, but it's going to be against Big E Langston. So we get the match. The match starts on the commercial break. Jericho had hurt his leg somehow, but Chris Jericho was able to fight back. He does a flying drop kick into Big E Langston, and then Big E Langston throws him shoulder first into the steel post, and then he dominates him with backbreakers, sidewalk slams, stuff like that. Then Chris Jericho starts to do a comeback. One part, and then Dolph Ziggler gets on the apron, and Jericho goes to knock him off, but Ziggler gets off. Then Langston clotheslines him. He goes to hit his finish on him. Alberto Del Rio ambushes Dolph Ziggler from behind, and then Chris Jericho and then Big E Langston lands into the turnbuckle, into the ring post, and gets hit with the cold breaker, and Chris Jericho wins the match. And that was it. He celebrates with the crowd, and then he says something to Jerry the King Lawler after, which was pretty cool. Great match. Big E Langston's been impressive lately. He's sucks on the microphone, but he's just impressive in the ring. He's pretty cool. And then we get a WWE Payback ad. It hypes up, I think it was John Cena and Ryback. And then we get Sin Cara versus Antonio Cesaro with Zeb Coulter on commentary. This match probably was just made for Zeb Coulter to just trash Sin Cara, but the match was actually a really good match. Sin Cara and Cesaro were great matches together. One part in this match was when Sin Cara did like a Hurricane, and then he did like when Cesaro went for the powerbomb, he like did like a sunset flip kind of thing, and then Sin Cara goes to do the crossbody, but he catches him and he does a backbreaker to him, and then he does a sleeper hold and to weaken Sin Cara to put him in the neutralizer for the win. Really good match. I really liked this match. There was a funny thing that actually Sin Cara that Zeb Coulter said he actually didn't put down Cesaro because he legally filled out the paperwork and stuff and learned English to get into the country. And Sin Cara we actually find out means no face. So, it was a really good match though. Hopefully this means that Cesaro is going to be used after Payback. The Wyatt family video package. It shows the same one that it did on SmackDown. Team Bricky backstage. Now this was fucking weird. She's eating a cheeseburger from, I forget what the restaurant was called, but what the restaurant they were sponsoring. She's just eating it away. Vince McMahon ends up coming up, and and Brad Maddox tries to tell her what happened, that he's there, but she won't listen. And then Vince McMahon says that he's got enough to deal with right now, but she asks she is thinking putting John Cena and Ryback face to face, just stays away from their match. So Figueroa tries to think of a solution to do. So Brad Maddox suggests that all the lumberjacks come out to the ring, and make sure that Cena and Ryback don't get into any physical competition. So Vince McMahon likes the idea, and then Vince McMahon makes him give him a burger, and then Vince McMahon that probably means Brad Maddox will be the GM of RAW soon because he did an idea that Vince McMahon seemed to like, so that's pretty cool. And then we get another match. We get Randy Orton with Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns with Seth Rollins. It was an okay match. Wasn't a big fan of it. It wasn't okay though. I like when Reigns did his Superman punches to Orton, and then Orton just does his comeback. That's really what I don't like about Orton matches. It's just all it is Orton just doing comebacks, really. So he does go for the RKO, but Rollins gets involved, and he throws him outside the ring. And Bryan takes out Rollins and Reigns with a diving headbutt, and the match is ruled a no contest because I guess both of them got involved. And then we get Daniel Bryan with Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns. This match was awesome. I actually really liked this match. There was a bunch of great stuff in this match. I liked the part when Daniel Bryan did the yes kicks to Rollins while he was like down on the ground and he didn't know where to go. And then there was a part in the match where Rollins did the mic check to Bryan against the turnbuckle, and then he went for Bryan's what's it called, surfboard submission move, and he gets it, but Bryan countered the move, and he did it to him. And then Seth Rollins starts to dominate Daniel Bryan. And then when Bryan starts to come back, he does German suplexes, anything he can to come back. And then I should mention that when Bryan had him in the surfboard submission hold, he turned into like a Death Valley driver. Yeah, so, and then Daniel Bryan hits the yes kicks on him. And then there was one part in this match when Seth Rollins went to hit like a kick to the back of the head of Bryan, but Bryan reversed it into a half Boston Crab, which was pretty cool. And then he hits him with it, and he goes to cover him, but he kicks out. And then Daniel Bryan goes to do a suicide dive to Seth Rollins outside the ring. Bryan then Rollins counters with a fist on the outside, goes for the high knee, but Bryan gets involved, and then he tries to do the super back suplex off the top turnbuckle, but Rollins counters with he puts with like a cross body kind of on him, and then he goes to cover him, but he kicks out. Then they both try to roll each other up, but it fails. Rollins then Reigns tries to get interfere, but Orton pulls Reigns down, and then Rollins goes to run into Bryan, but Bryan counters and he does a small package for the win. And then he hits a kick on Rollins. Randy Orton now KOs him, showing that they can work together. I really liked this match though. I like what they're doing with Daniel Bryan right now. They're doing a great job with him, and keep this going. They're doing a pretty good job with Daniel Bryan, and they need to keep doing this. And then it shows the McMahon's rivalry again. Then Caitlyn's backstage. She's gonna go find out who her secret admirer is. Then we get WWE WrestleMania 29 DVD ad. Summer Games 2003. I guess like a bunch of bunch of kids who have problems with their mind. Like I'm trying to kind of like the wishy well, that kind of thing. And then they're gonna be competing in like the Olympic Games, and the WB Superstars will help them out. We saw Sergeant Slaughter was actually there, Big Show, Mark Henry, and that's all I can really think of. That's okay. I didn't mind it. And then we find out who Caitlyn's secret admirer was gonna be. It was Biggie Langston. Now I actually at first thought this was kind of legit. Like, I thought they were going to turn Biggie Langston, because people are saying that he's going to turn face and feud with Dolph with the title, and I thought this was going to be it right here. But it ends up, and he comes out with flowers all dressed up, but I'm not really going to say what he says. He says that he loves her and stuff. But it ends up being a trap. They're all alone, and Caitlyn is depressed. AJ Lee comes out, and she says that that you feel all lonely, abandoned inside. That's how she felt when her best friend betrayed me, when all her boyfriends were trying to hurt her. And she said that all she cared about was getting the Divas Championship, but she says that finally she's going to get that Divas Championship, and Caitlyn's going to have nothing. She's going to be eating ice cream with her big man arms. And then Caitlyn kind of does some bad acting with the client, I will admit. But after the match, Caitlyn slaps AJ and attacks her. So yeah, this wasn't necessarily a bad feud. At least it was something with the Divas, but it wasn't really with AJ Lee and stuff. But I liked how it was like an actual shut up. I thought this was gonna be like a shit superstar like your Hornswoggle or something, but it was actually a trap. I actually thought Biggie Langston though was gonna turn face for the title, but I'm glad he didn't do that. But yeah, that was a really good thing, because thing that it came out of it. I'm probably not gonna remember it ever, but I like how they did that though. Then we get the Wyatt family video package again. I forgot to mention on the last one there was a woman hanging on the tree, so they have another video package, and they're just talking about how scary they are and stuff. This team is gonna be dominant. I'm looking forward to this team coming, and yeah, just keep it coming. WWE Rewind, it shows Deep Blue get destroyed by Sheamus's blow kick. Damian Sandow versus R-Truth. Throughout the night, it announced that Sheamus will be facing Damian Sandow. And they call the pre-show of the pay-per-views now, I guess, the kickoff. So that's what it's going to be called now. Sandow, though, just wins with like a sit-down rock bottom. Yeah, he stole the Rock's move. I don't know why, but... And then Sheamus comes out and says that he's going to kick Sandow's head off at kickoff. That's pretty much all he said. Then Stephanie McMahon's backstage, and she kind of runs into someone backstage and has him go to Vince McMahon. Has Vince McMahon go to his office, because it's an urgent emergency, and then she has Triple H do someone else goes to somebody else and asks him to have Triple H do the same. So she's gonna set them up to meet so they can work out the differences. And then we get a payback ad. I think this is everything. Ryback and John Cena. It shows Ryback's destruction. Then we get another payback ad, and then we get the McMahons and Triple H backstage. So they're gonna work out the differences. And Vince McMahon says that he's above facing Curtis Axel. He wants him to be sitting at a business desk, owning the company. And Triple H understands what's going on, but he's not going to apologize to him. And then Vince McMahon says that he's sorry and he's going to give him his match with Curtis Axel next week. But then Triple H doesn't want the match. And then Vince McMahon, the argument's reversed. But Stephanie McMahon realized that they made up, and she has them do a group hug. And Triple H says he's not hugging him. Vince McMahon says that he'll hug Stephanie, but Triple H is a little upset that he won't hug him. Then they all do a group hug, and they leave after. So it was just kind of a comedy skit that they did to end this. They could have ended it a whole different way, I think. I think they should have kept this going. But yeah, this is just, now he doesn't even want the match. It feels like they should have done it a different way. Like, I know this is the way that they should have done it. I think they should have had Stephanie McMahon turn heel or something. I don't know. Have Vince McMahon be the person. Have Triple H maybe finally get his match and the McMahon screw Triple H over like with an actual pinfall victory. That would have been awesome. But if it's just gonna end this way, then that just kind of sucks. But yeah. Yeah, the last thing of the night is John Cena and Ryback's face-off. This was great, actually. I was not expecting this intensity between those guys. Ryback doesn't come down to the ring. He just stands up on the ramp. And Cena's a bit upset by that he's been... that he sits up there because Vicky Guerrero set up this whole thing so that they could go face-to-face, but he's just going to stand up there. Ryback says he's just doing that for his safety so he doesn't get hurt. Cena doesn't get hurt. Cena talks about how he put him through tables, he put him through lights, and I am not afraid of you. You are not a monster. And then Ryback actually brings out like his old past WWE how he failed at being the WWE champion with Survivor Series getting attacked by the Shield when he had Cena beat. When he fought CM Punk in the tables, ladders, and chairs match on Raw, and he was about to grab the championship, but he failed, and then he brings up Hell in a Cell, and then Cena realizes that John Cena mentions how he gave him his spot in Hell in a Cell, and but Ryback mentions how he did that, and how that's how the problem started, that he was just in his shadow. That he always had his back, but he never had his back. And then Cena says that it's just the WWE. No one who's ever held the WWE Championship has ever needed anyone's back. They need to do it themselves. And then Ryback mentions how John Cena said decade era is going to be over. And then John Cena, and then he says that Hell in a Cell, we gave him his spot, and he's gonna take his spot, at Payback. And then John Cena says that that he's going to kick his ass, and he calls him a bitch. And then Cena goes to attack Ryback, but the Lumberjacks hold Cena back, and then as the Lumberjacks are holding Cena back, Ryback tries to attack Cena from behind, but he gets thrown outside the ring, and then it ends with Cena and Ryback brawling with the Lumberjacks holding them hostage. So I actually liked this Raw. I think this was a pretty damn good Raw. But that's pretty much it, guys. Great stuff here. I really think that I'm really looking forward to. I'm not completely looking forward to it. Like, I'm looking forward to CM Punk's return, but I'm not looking forward to any other major stuff. But that's pretty much it, guys. I want to announce that there will be that main event, TNA and Friday and SmackDown are all going to be reviewed in the same video, because I'm trying to cut back on videos since I'm coming up to my 300th video. I don't want to make as much videos because I'm on. This will be my 297th, 298. But keep voting, guys. I will be on the Talkinator. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.